you. Again, it's Shawn Murphy, and I think I have an admission to make. I am not a data scientist or a data architect or any of those things. So be patient with me as you go. But I am an end user of a lot of data and kind of really getting involved in how we can bring that data to life a lot more. But first, so I guess I'm going to tell a couple stories. I'm not going to put a bunch of slides up here because it's not easy to get external material approved inside Shell. And frankly, I didn't expect. I thought I was going to be on a panel answering some questions, but here I am, right? So again, be patient. So the first story I'm going to tell you is I'm from a small town in Maine, Blue Hill, Maine. Couldn't find it on a map if you looked. Tiny fishing community about 2/3 of the way up the coast. I grew up in a place where sustainability and environmental friendliness was a way of life. It's truly why Shell has been so attractive to me, and why Shell's path, although we are seen as a big oil company in many ways, has been truly a real sustainability journey. And it's what keeps me here. I have 5 children, and I frankly want the world to be a better place for them as they get older. And you know, I'm getting older too, and I'd like to have a few grandchildren. That would be nice. I think the other piece of this for me is people at work. Okay, today, and there's a few of my Shell colleagues here in the room too. We're very accustomed to bringing the SME to the problem, the subject matter expert to the problem. We fly people all around the world at a moment's notice to go look at something critical. Sometimes we put them in a helicopter and bring them to the Gulf of Mexico or off in the North Sea to try to help and solve a problem. That disrupts people's families, it disrupts people's lives, frankly makes them generally inefficient at work. You know, if you have a problem you can go look at and help the group solve. Say it took you an 8-hour flight to get there. And then once you arrive, really it only takes maybe 3, 4, 5 hours, maybe 6 hours to kind of look, help resolve the issue, help them through the problem. And then, you know, what do you do with the rest of your time? Do you just fly back? Or do you stay a few extra days and try to accomplish a couple extra things? Those questions are always asked in our industry. What we've tried to do through visualization software and drone technology is really bring the asset to the SME, right? We're really trying to figure out how we can better leverage that SME's time instead of in an airplane flying around the world. We want to bring that asset to life on their desk, right? And really that's where our focus has been. So we started down a path, I don't know, 2.5 years ago or so, with trying to take our distributed assets from around the world and bring them to life. So what we did is we had a small pilot program where we took a few of our distribution assets, terminals, big tanks, for those say that's my world, data, not data science, but big tanks and things like that, and try to bring those facilities to life on their desk by taking drones, flying drones overhead, creating 3D mesh models, creating or capturing imagery for our SMEs to look at and live in, right? If you look at those 3D mesh models that are produced by drone technology today, we've been able to do virtual site walks with contractors. We used to bring contractors from all over that would come in and they'd look at our facility and they'd have to walk around, which is a safety impact to our operations. Today we can do that virtually. We can get them all online and we bring them there. It's very convenient. Again, nobody gets on an airplane. Nobody's leaving their family, right? Now we still offer people to come to site if they would like, but these virtual walks have really helped contractors be able to see aspects of the site that even if they did a site walk wouldn't see. It's things from views from over top. How am I going to get my crane in or crane out? What am I going to do? How am I going to operate safely at a facility? Bringing that back even further, we want to send everybody home safe every day. So by allowing people and contractors to plan better and prepare better, we're increasing the possibility of sending people home at night. Okay? These are all things that are extremely important to Shell and Shell's culture. Okay? Goal Zero is something you hear a lot in our industry, but we really try to live it hard in Shell. So what we've done, again, is we're really trying to I'll get back to my point a little bit, is trying to bring these sites to the SME's desk. So we've done these drone flights, and we've gathered this data, we put it into a visualization tool, made that available to our people. But on top of that, we're starting to find better uses for that data. How can we better use that stuff, I'll call it stuff. You guys have better names for it, I'm sure. But how we better use those things and leverage it for more information. So around our tanks, we have bund walls. So if something catastrophic happens to one of those tanks, that the fuel or whatever's contained in those tanks doesn't go far. It stays close by. We have to make sure that the containment through erosion over the course of time, we have to make sure that containment stays appropriate. So we use some of the data for those types of things. But we're starting to find other use cases for this data that we're gathering, and to some of Amanda's point, trying to get all our data in one place and then figuring out how we can best leverage it. I mean, again, some of my Shell colleagues in the room know we have so much data we don't know what to do with sometimes. And now we're trying to figure out, hey, we've been told to collect this data for years and years and years. How can we better leverage it? How can we better leverage it for the environment? How can we better leverage it for our people? And how we can better leverage it to keep our operations more efficient, effective, and safe. So I think those are kind of the overview of why I feel like this digital revolution, if you will, is important to us. We've been able to keep numerous people from coming into our site and exposing them to safety risk. When I say numerous, thousands by the use of this technology. Okay, we've been able to keep our local operators focused on operating the facility instead of walking people around the terminal. Those are really critical things for our world and the safety aspects of it. So I realize it was a short couple minutes for you, but I do hope that the passion for sustainability and the way certain types of data can play into that is heard and felt, because it is important. I need grandchildren, or at least that's what my wife tells me. And you know, the small fishing community that I live in Maine, they need to, you know, believe me, look at this belly. They need to keep bringing the scallops and keep bringing the lobster. Okay, so the world's an important place, and let's all take care of it. So thank you very much.